Should I click next?
What'd you say?
Should I click next?
I didn't hear you.
Should I click next?
Okay.
Should I click next?
All right. So.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So is everyone here on the call for the Free Toast Host call, correct?
Right.
All right. So what we wanted to do on this call, from the PRM perspective, we have discussed putting out a series of conference call webinars designed to focus a little deeper on different issues.
Can everybody mute their phone? You're getting a lot of static in the background. I can never hear you.
All right. Just 1 second. Let me. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and begin. As the host, my name is Randy Leon Brown. I'm part of the PR team for this year. And like I started off saying, we want to put out a series of conference calls where we would focus on things inside of the public relations realm. This particular call is focused on the Free Toast Host. And what we want to do with this particular call is we want to talk a little more, we want to dig a little deeper into things that people are asking. How do you add a photo to your Free Toast Host? How do you add videos and different type of content? So first, as you see my screen here, this is Free Toast Host. Free Toast Host, as an overview, is Toastmaster International's effort to allow each club to have a website that's hosted and linked to the Find a Club function. And there's another call that we've done in the past that actually tells you how to verify if you go to Toastmasters International and you click on a particular club, you search and you click on the tab that says visit website. Now, each one of your clubs, make sure you take the opportunity to do that. And if that doesn't link back to your actual website, then we just have to do some things to correct that small glitch. So as we look at Free Toast Host, again, what I have on the page is a particular club's website. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log in. Now, in Free Toast Host, as soon as someone visits your website, just by simply typing in your URL, they're going to automatically come to your home page. And then your home page is where you want to start displaying things like your meeting information, pictures of your meetings, different events, because you want your members to really understand the things that they would potentially see at a meeting. Give them a little bit of a taste, a hint. You can add things like videos and pictures and things like that to try to show them how they would actually see in their club. Now, each website is administered by an administrator. Now, the administrator password is one password. So Free Toast Host isn't a system where you would have multiple user layers. You're only going to have one admin password. And typically what happens with that is that the VPPR has that password and it's shared with the president and maybe another representative if someone is on the actual public relations committee. And so in this instance, I'm going to log in as a site administrator. Okay? All right. Let's go like this. Okay. So now that I've logged in as a site administrator, all right, keep this close. You notice nothing really changed much. So only thing that changes on the left side of your screen, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for everyone. Before, there was only two buttons. One said member login and the other said site administrator. Now, that means that this is getting you ready to go into the back end of the website. There are two ways that you can go into it. You can either click here to launch the admin console, and the admin console is just the back end of the website. Or some members will see a little pencil to edit the content on the top right-hand side of the screen. Now, FreeToast Host allows you to designate certain members to help you administer it. And so if you have pre-designated certain members, then they will see this pencil. Otherwise, the members won't see that when they first log in. So in this instance, I'm going to take you straight to the admin console, and I'm going to click Launch Admin Console. Now, once I've launched the admin console, there's one thing that people aren't always aware. There's several tabs that you can do several different things. In this webinar, we're going to focus on the home page. So if I click on the home page, now it exposes the content on that home page. And as you can see, it's inside of this little box, and it's kind of hard to see. So there's, just like any processing, or word processing, or PowerPoint, or some type of word manipulating program, you have a whole lot of ribbons and buttons. On the bottom ribbon here, there is this maximize button here. And it may be hard for a lot of you all to see. Let me zoom in just for this example. So right here, this button that has the green arrows that are protruding out in all directions. If you click that button, like I've done here, what that does is that opens up, let me make sure just one second. Let me maximize it so we can see everything in a full screen. All right, so what that does is that puts you in a full edit mode so you can see the entire panel of your website. Okay? And in this section, you'll see I have what they call an iframe. And we'll talk about that in a second. And you have all your visual content that you may have. You also see where you have a picture right here. Now, with FreeToast Host, this is one of the things that is somewhat interesting. If you want to add a picture, say we want to add a picture underneath the date. Now the picture, you'll see the cursor is located over here into the right-hand side. Just like any word processing area, you can move your cursor. And you see it's right here in the center. So that means this is exactly where I'm going to put my that's where I'm going to put my actual picture. And in order to insert a picture, there you look on your ribbon at the top here, and there's a thing that looks like a picture frame, and it has a little plus sign in it. You click on the button that says image. It brings up this dialog box here that is called the image properties. Now you have to think about inserting an image in two steps. Your first step is you're going to have to go out and get your picture from your computer, and you're going to have to save it to the FreeToast Host server. Then the next step is you have to go get your picture off of your FreeToast Host server. This is what I mean. So in this instance, I want to add the picture. I clicked, let me go back. I'm putting it right here in the middle. I've gone to the image add button. The first step is you want to upload your picture. So you click on the tab for upload. Then you click on the button here that says choose a file. Okay? Now, here are a series of pictures. This just happens to be the Education Summit picture that we have, the flyer, a picture of the flyer. So I've gone onto my computer, I found this picture, and I'm going to hit open. Now you see where it says the name of the picture here. So that means I've uploaded it. The next step is I need, open. The next step is I need to send this picture to the FreeToast Host server. simply by the button named Send to Server. You send it to the server, and then you get a nice message that says, wow, success. Now you can fetch the picture via the Browse Server button, right? So what that means is now you come back here to Image Info, and now you will see where it says Browse Your Server. You click that button, and you will see all of the pictures that you have uploaded, and this is what they call your library. You'll see a couple things. You'll see a button that says Your Library, and these are all the pictures that you would have uploaded since you've been managing your website. You can, at any point, delete any of the pictures in your library. You also have a couple of other tabs. You have the tab here that says Toastmaster Image Library. These are Toastmaster images that have been pre-approved, and anyone could use these pictures. So when I click on your image, make sure I'm not. When I click back on your image library, I'm going to find that picture that I uploaded, the one that was about the education conference that's happening on next Saturday at Mercer University. And then you will see a couple things. On the left-hand panel, it's going to show you the height and the width. Now you'll notice there is a ratio lock, a little padlock here. All that padlock means is that your ratio is going to be locked, because some people may look at a picture and it may already be distorted, and they may want to adjust, you may want to stretch or lengthen the picture to make it look right. But most of your pictures already come at the right ratio. So at that point, there's really no need to unlock this, because you don't want to make a change. For instance, you may say that let's take the height of this down a little bit. I'm going to take it down to 500, and as you saw, this number automatically changed. Okay? There's a button here that for the alignment where you can align it left or right. I'm going to click OK and see, wow, now I have my picture in the middle. Now I'm going to exit out of the maximize function. I'm going to hit save. And one thing about anytime you make some changes to your home page, you hit save, and that updates everything. You can close out, and then your screen will automatically refresh. And once it refreshes, you'll see that picture that I added. Okay? All right, let me open back up. I'm going to unmute people because okay. All right, so are there any questions so far about adding a picture?
Well, exit and maximize.
Okay, what did you say?
Exit and maximize right before you left? Before you save.
Okay, I didn't actually hear that question.
You said exit and maximize before you save, you said?
Yeah, I always click save every time, and then it automatically refreshes. One of the problems that people also have is sometimes this picture may come in crooked, or it may come in to the left or to the right. FreeToast allows you to adjust your picture, to rotate your picture. Now, let me go back into the admin console, and I'm going to show everyone where that's at. So here on the home page, on the home tab.
Really, can you put us back on mute? We can't hear you. It's like static.
Sure, I can do that. Okay. All right, so I have you on mute, and if you need to unmute yourself to ask a question, then feel free to do that. So what I was explaining a second ago is that I inserted this picture about the Education Summit, shameless plug. There are times where you may insert a picture and it may be rotated 90 degrees, and you want to rotate that picture the correct way. A lot of times people get this wrong. This is what people do in error. They will click on this picture, they double click it, and it brings up the image properties. Then they'll see this button here that says, it looks like a rotate button. But oh no, that's not the button to rotate your picture. This particular button is to reset the size. As when we first inserted it, you remember it was 600 width by 800 height. So when you click this button, it just brings it back to the original size that was inserted. But I'm going to take it back down to 500. I'm going to click OK. Now that it's highlighted, you see this web page tool. Let me zoom in. Okay, right here on the top right-hand side, there's a drop-down next to web page tools. Under web page tool, there's a drop-down menu. And this drop-down menu allows you to manipulate the image in certain ways. As you see here, it says rotate your photo or image, or you can replace it. In this example, let's rotate it. I clicked the rotate button. The next thing it does is it gives me an option here to select which photo I want to rotate. So you choose the drop-down and you choose that photo. And in this case, I use the education conference photo. Right? I've selected it, and now I can select the image rotation options. It will only allow you to rotate it in 90-degree increments. Right? So if I wanted to rotate this image because it was rotated on its side, I could click rotate it 90 degrees and click the button here for rotate. Then it gives me a message saying, wow, done. It's been rotated. Now it's going to ask you, please save your update content. All that means is now that you close out, you need to hit your save button here. Okay. Now once I hit save, you can hit close and your screen will refresh. Once your screen refreshes, you will see that the education conference photo has been rotated 90 degrees. Now, just for examples, let's do that again. So if you came in and you uploaded your photo and you found that your photo looked like you see it here, you would simply go into your admin console, click on the home page tab, because that allows you to edit the content on the home page. Right? If you are limited by the amount of space that you have here, you could click to maximize, but all I want to do is rotate this photo back -90 degrees. So I click and highlight the photo. Then at that point, I will rotate the image. I need to select which image I want to rotate. Next, I want to choose the degree of rotation that I want to choose. At this time, since I rotated it 90 degrees, I see it's on its right side. So if you want to take it counterclockwise back, you need to go a -90. At that point, you click rotate. It gives you the confirmation message. You click OK. You hit close, and always get in the habit of clicking save when you do before you exit out. Because if you just simply hit close, then it will give you a bad boy message, and then it will prompt you it'll ask you a question: you made some changes? Do you want to save that? And then I'll hit close. My screen automatically refreshes. I didn't do anything, and then you will see that the Education Summit or whatever picture that you have has been rotated. Okay. A lot of times people also want to include pictures with content. Now here's a hack. I call this a little bit of a hack. So sometimes people like to add content, and maybe they want to say, this is just simply PowerPoint. Please come to the summit, right? And say you want to add a picture. And anytime you have a picture, all I'm doing is copying this image over to PowerPoint. And this is just a quick example of photo manipulation. So if I wanted to have that, and I wanted to type somewhere, now this could have been a picture of someone's icebreaker, and you want to type information out. PowerPoint made some changes some years ago where you could save your PowerPoint. Instead of saving it as a PowerPoint, you could save this as a picture. So all you would have to do is simply make all your changes and then click the Save As type. You can save it as an actual picture file. Okay? And if you save it as a picture file, then you could insert this as a picture. And this is what I mean. If I were to click Insert, let me go to a blank slide. I wanted to insert a picture, that picture that I just saved. Now you see this is an actual picture that you can add frames and different things like that too. And then once you've added your picture and you added different words and content and maybe some other graphics, at that point you can go back to your FreeToast host site, log into your administrative console, click on your home page, and then click on the button here to add a picture. Okay? And again, to repeat that, that is this button that states image. Okay? And you can add that picture that had a little bit of text added to it. Now, so that's adding a photo, and then that's also going to a simple tool like a PowerPoint where you can add your photo and add words, and you can upload that to your actual FreeToast host site. This is what I mean. So as you see this picture here, I'm going to scroll down. This picture here, it's a picture of a young lady giving her icebreaker, and then all the person did is went into PowerPoint and added a little bit of text to describe what the picture was, and then added this as one picture. And that's kind of a way to get creative with the graphics that you will see on your page. Now let's talk about iframes. So an iframe is nothing but a container, a little frame that sits on your website that allows you to put things in. You see this video right here where it says Member Spotlight. Okay. I clicked on the play button, and when I clicked on the play button, it started playing right where I clicked, right, instead of going to YouTube. And the way it does that is because it allows you are putting it what they call an iframe, like pretty much like an invisible frame, and then you're displaying content inside of that frame so that it will only play in that area instead of taking you to YouTube. Let me show you where that's at. So if I log back into the admin console, and I'm in the back end of the website again, click on home page, and you're going to be able to access these areas, right? And you see, I'm going to put my cursor right underneath the summit picture. Up here on your menu function, there's a button called iframe. Then it allows you to put in your URL. And at that point, all you would have to do is paste in a URL from YouTube. Okay? Let's go to YouTube for a second. All right. So in YouTube, here is a video. Okay. Got it. Here's a video of someone who performed at the international conference. She came in second place. If you want to put a video like this on your page, you need to put it in the iframe. So one thing you could do is click the share button here. Now here's something that I always show people. When you click the share button, you need to click your embed to get your embed code. Okay, so this here means embed. Now it gives you the code that you need to type. And as you see, it already has that magic word iframe. Let me show you one thing that people always, people don't do that I would recommend you doing. So if you found this, say you were logged in as Jimmy the Toastmaster, and Jimmy the Toastmaster had his personal YouTube page that he had, and he had a video that he uploaded, and you talked to Jimmy and said, hey Jimmy, can I upload that photo, can I upload that video that you have on your page on my page? He gave you the permission. So you would go in and click the embed code, you would highlight it, and you would copy, and you would go back to the website, and you could simply paste your information in that area. I'm going to click OK. And you see it's inside of that iframe right there. Okay? Now, one thing I always show people about YouTube is a couple of things. Whenever you get something from YouTube, a lot of times when the video has completed, hold on, let me show you. Let's see. Okay. So a lot of times you see you'll have extra buttons here, like this button here that says show the player control. You can remove that, or say you have a YouTube video and you want it to start at a particular point. You can actually click here and actually start that video. Say they had a funky intro that you weren't particularly interested in seeing every time. You can actually start that video at a different point, and it will adjust the information inside of the code. Okay. The other things that you may want to, some other things you may want to also do is there's sometimes that you may get a video and you may not want to see the, let me show you. All right. I'm going to let this play out. No plug. I'm not trying to get his content. But I want to show you the share function again when you embed a code. A lot of times you may want to make sure that you have some privacy controls that you may want to use. Some videos will have what they call suggested content rather. If you find that you have a particular account that has like once the video is done playing and then all of a sudden it'll show extra videos, you want to turn that off. And you turn that off underneath your share and your embed functions. Okay. So as you see, I've added that iframe to my FreeToast host site, and I hit close. And once I hit close, then I was able to add the video. Okay. All right. Any questions about that? Uh-oh. Okay. Let me go back into that again. All right. So we got back here. Where's the iframe at? Okay, it had a little garbage character. All right. So here, let me show you another example. You can, there's also a button here that says embed from a YouTube video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the embed from a YouTube video. I'm going to paste that embed code that you saw. Now, there's also a button here. You see the button I was talking about, show suggested videos at the end of your video. What you want to do is you want to uncheck that box. Because say Jimmy, who allowed you to, he gave you the link, the embed code of this video, and say he also likes cats. What will happen is on your website, once you get to the end of that video, it's going to start showing suggested videos. Whose suggested video is going to show? It's going to show Jimmy and all of his cat videos. And that's not something that you want on your YouTube, on your website. Once the video is done playing, all you want is the controls. That way you can restart and play that particular comment. So once you unselect that, then you can also either remove the player controls, which is that's just the start, stop, and fast forward buttons, or you can leave it the way it is. There you have it. You click save, and then you hit close. Now, I would like to also show everyone, for the sake of those who, we also have some people in Toastmasters that just love to go into the code. The beautiful thing about FreeToast is that you don't have to be a web-trained developer in order to be effective in FreeToast with adding pictures and adding videos. If we go back into the admin console, we launched the console. Again, go back into the home page. Now that we're in the home page, some people like to see the code. There's a button up here right underneath where it says home page, and a button called source. If you click that button, it exposes all of your HTML code that some people actually like to go in and manipulate, and they like to make their changes through the text of it. Now, 93% of the Toastmasters that I've run into would just prefer to use more of a visual editor where they can actually click a button, add a picture, or click a button, add a video. Okay? Now, one of the things that I also show people is there is a site called flixpress.com. Now, you'll always find Toastmasters that will show you a myriad of different type of tools that you can use. And by all means, use the tools that are most familiar with you. FlixPress is a site. I don't get any kickbacks from it, but it allows you to create cool videos and intros for some of your content. Here's an example. Say you have they have something called a photo drop. Here's an example. So in this particular content, it allows you to add a whole series of pictures, and then all of a sudden it creates a small video. Now, some of these may cost money, but also there is a free version, so you can actually click the free plans. And some of these things you might have seen on the actual district website. Here's one. So this allows you to actually go in and change the words. And this is a free plugin, and your word could say something like, "Come join our Toastmasters Club." Here's what I mean. There's a site I saw recently that used this type of function. The site was at the DeVry University Toastmasters. Now, right here in the DeVry University Toastmasters, they have a video inside of an iframe. When I click this video,
are you looking to increase your confidence and communicate more effectively, or become a better leader? Then come join our Toastmasters Club.
So the way they did this is they simply went to here, to this particular site, and they typed in a couple of words, and they made that video. They uploaded that video to their Free Toast Host site through a YouTube interface. Okay? One thing I always like to also show people about YouTube. Now, this is quick YouTube logic. When you go to YouTube, there's a button here where you can add a video. When you upload your video, you'll see a button here that says public, unlisted, private, or scheduled. All that means is, say you want everyone in the world that can type a Google search, check out Jay's video. You could click on, leave it public. But say you want to add some content to your Free Toast Host page, you might want to look at making your video unlisted. All unlisted means it takes it out of the index function of the internet, and you can't search and find that video. The advantage of that is that you don't have to have a fancy intro. You just want to put a short video of something. Maybe it's a speech that someone in your club performed, and you want to put that out on YouTube, but you want to control who sees it. Anytime a video is uploaded and you select the privacy function of unlisted, that means that you could share that link with anyone you want to, and they can click on it and they can view it. But they can't search the internet and find that. You will see a lot of people like John Maxwell, people that have hosted websites, they upload their videos as unlisted, and then they actually drop the link into their actual video so that you can't search it, but they're controlling where this video is actually listed at. Okay? All right, so this time I would like to open it back up for some questions. Okay. Are there any questions at this time?
Keisha.
Go ahead. All right. Are there any questions?
You say there's an iframe bar or ice cream bar to click on? Ice cream symbol?
Yeah, you say about the iframe?
Yeah, ice cream symbol to get to?
Yeah, so anytime you add a video into your website, the iframe is just nothing more than an invisible container that allows you to put content there and you can control where it's at. And so when you upload a video, if you just want to, there's also all these buttons create an iframe, right? There's a button for the YouTube. You can embed the YouTube video like we did down here. And once you embed the video, it actually puts it in the iframe as well. Okay, let me see if I can find who is. I know someone has a lot of wind noise. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can. No. Okay.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you say?
Very noisy.
Okay. So I needed to mute everyone because there's probably someone on the call that just has a little wind noise that it's really disrupting the call. So let me go back to the method here. If you like to ask a question, then just unmute your microphone if you know how to do that. Okay? And then you can ask the question that way. Okay. All right. So there are no questions. If there are no questions, yes, go ahead.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
My name is Joyce. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to access this on the computer, so I'm only getting the audio from my phone. Is there a place that I can go afterwards to be able to see what you're talking about tonight?
Sure. And what we'll do is I'll send out a link. Okay, so some people wouldn't have logged in. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll make a video available on our district website and in an area that we will call, let me look and see where it's at to make sure that I tell you the right location. As everyone understands, the district website is www.d14toastmasters.org. Under the resources tab, there is an area called toolkits. And under the toolkits, there is an area that we call the brand management, let me go back to it. That we call the brand management toolkit. And then there's also the Club Focus Toolkit. So under the Club Focus Toolkit, that's where we'll put a copy of this video, of this conference call, as well as some other videos that will show you what we intend to do is to break down each function in more of an isolated fashion. You know, like a short 1-minute video that shows you how to upload a picture, a short 1-minute video that shows you how to upload a video. So we'll put that again. That will be by Monday, actually. It'll be under resources on the D14 website under your toolkit of your Club Focus Toolkit, because there are tools that we want the club to focus on.
Okay, I thank you so very much. I am a real newbie at this, and I'm old. So, is this for beginners, or do you also have something that is more primitive?
Well, everything. What you'll find, everything with Free Toast Tools is really more of it's really a plug and play, and it's not designed, or you don't have to have that in-depth coding and graphic background in order to. You can be someone just like myself that needs to take a little more time to do things to make sure they're deliberate and right, and you'll be just fine.
Thank you so very much. I have listened to this entire call through my dinner and everything else, and I think the way you went through it, the patience you had, the clarity you had, you were an exemplary Toastmaster, by golly. Thank you so much. Oh,
well, thank you so much. Okay.
I appreciate
so do we have any? Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Let me see. I have some questions in the queue here. Let's see. All right. So we have a question here that says, can I use my personal email to set up the site admin account or create a new one? Okay. So we have a question about setting up your free Toast Host account, period. Now, that will be the subject of another call, but just to answer that question in clarity, if you want to just start from scratch, this is the first time that you have set up a free Toast Host account, then you're going to have to actually request to be an admin. Now, you would actually get with your club vice president of public relations or your club president to see if they have actually set up the admin account already. But let's say they set up the account 20 years ago, and now here you are, no one has touched the website. They still have an advertisement for an open house that happened 20 years ago, and you are the new person that's either you're the VPPR or you're on the VPPR committee. And you can say like, hey, I want to request access to be an admin for the website. Now, you can go into just simply free Toast Host. We go there. Simply just type in free Toast Host. And when you go to free Toast Host, then from that area, you can request a website or you can request to be an admin. And once you send the request, it will go to the email address of the parties that you have listed in Toastmasters International as your contact for your club. Typically, it's the club president, but you will get a dialogue. You will get a pop-up box that will tell you exactly who that person is that needs to click on the email to give you access. Okay? Let me see. There's one more question. Okay. All right. So all right. So if that's all we have, if there are no more questions, let me open it up one last time. Are there any other questions for the call today?
Cynthia, I have a question. Can you unmute and I can mute myself? Can you unmute everybody?
Okay, is that Cynthia?
Yes.
Is Cynthia? Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Cynthia, was that you asking the question?
No, this is Courtney. Can you hear me?
I do hear you, Courtney. Go ahead.
Hi, I have a quick question. That part when you were on the PowerPoint and you had put the words and the picture together to make like a frame, could you show how you did that again?
You said I put the words and the picture together to make a what?
Yeah, like how did you do this right here? How you put the words and the picture together like that?
Oh, okay. Oh, in the frame. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So let me delete that. All right. So all I was saying is that anytime a lot of times people believe that, well, people want to use a lot of the cool Adobe Photoshops and different things that we have out there that are available. And sometimes those programs can be rather cumbersome. So all I was saying is that if you had a picture of any sort and you were simply, I'm in PowerPoint and I'm going to add insert here, insert a picture. Let's see. You know, anytime you're live, you got to really be careful with what you click on. Let's see. Pictures. Toastmasters pictures. Okay. All right. So here is a picture of Deborah Curry. She was actually competing in a contest. And say you want to say, hey, you want congrats. All right, and you can use any of the tools inside of something like a PowerPoint, you know, to add some flair and some flavor. And all I was saying is that with PowerPoint, it also allows you to to go and save it as a picture. So you simply go to your File button here, go down to Save As, and then you save it wherever you want to save it at. Call it Congrats. I'm putting it on my desktop just for now. Change your file type to a picture format, which there are several. Typically people use JPEG or to use PNG. Okay. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to say export every slide in the slide deck as a picture? And since we only have one, I'm going to simply say just one. Now that it's saved out in my file folder, it's saved on my desktop, it's here. Okay. I can simply do a few things. I can just copy it and just come back over. I'm going to do a new slide, a blank slide here. And like I said, I can just simply paste the picture. And you see the picture is in this little container. And then when you click any picture, you click Format. Click the picture and click the Format tab. Then it gives you all of these options, like a nice frame here. Or you can change it in perspective. You can do some cool things, kind of like that. So you have it looking like a business card. And you can actually take this. You can just simply right-click this and save the picture. Save the picture as whatever you want to call it. And once you save it to your computer, then you can go to your free Toast site and upload that as a picture on your actual website. Does that answer your question, Courtney?
Yes, nice. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. All right. So at this time, I'd like to thank everyone for participating today. If there aren't any more questions, then we will go ahead and end our call for today. One last note. The PR team has decided to have these scheduled conference calls that will be Debbie, are you on a call with us? Okay. So the PR team will be putting out a series of micro webinars, and we want to do it once a month. And so be looking for the conference call. We'll do it on a Wednesday, and we're typically looking at doing it the last Wednesday of the month. We didn't do it this time because we knew that was close to trick-or-treating time, so we didn't want to disrupt parents and their love of that moment with their family members. But typically it'll be the last Wednesday of the month, and we'll just call it something like PR Insights, and that'll be an opportunity for us to deliver content and let you guys ask questions and make sure we're all training and learning together. Okay. All right. So if that's all, I thank everyone for their time today, and we will go ahead and end this